Anyway, so I was watching See No Evil today, starring Kane from WWE, and there is a scene in there where he is just stroking it for like easily 35 seconds. I was not expecting that. Happy Halloween to me, and happy Halloween to all of you at time of recording. Welcome.
This could be like Thanksgiving when time this comes out.
Oh, even better.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Enjoy the image of Kane stroking his 7-foot cock while a woman is locked in a cage in front of him.
Wow.
What a weird...
We're not here to kink shame, okay?
It was a weird... Well, it was non-consensual, so it was...
Well, that definitely tracks with recent events with Kane.
Yep,
so yeah,
100%. Yep, it was very easy to figure out the parts because Vince McMahon was an executive producer, so you could figure out pretty quick which scenes were and weren't executive produced by him. Anyway, it was a weird fucking movie. I did watch it. I did watch it though with commentary from the Deadlock podcast because it was on their Patreon.
Okay.
So
we should do.
Yeah, we should just live watch a movie. It sounds like the worst fucking time for
especially with
everybody.
the three of us. Like, I mean, just one trying to get it to line up at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
The worst. Although, realistically, Ron could just hold his phone up to the television as he's regularly told us. That would be a fun time.
The problem is he records on his phone. So...
No, that's fine. You just wouldn't have to see me in the recording. You just hear me.
So this is what we do. Ron puts a mirror behind him, okay, and then he'll have to have another mirror, and so then we get like a mirror within the mirror of the thing he's watching.
Very
while he's also in the shot. Yeah,
you're working too hard. What if I just turn myself around so the TV's behind me?
And then you're
like right here. Just be like this. So here is the show, and you're watching it here.
Oh, like how anybody on WWE has ever watched somebody else like in the ring, they are turned facing the camera with the TV next to them. And they're just like watching it from the side, like, oh yeah,
perfect.
Anyway, brothers, sisters, gender resistors, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving, apparently, or whatever.
Thanksgiving, but yes.
Welcome to the
happy angry shopping day.
Yeah, happy holiday, official
Friday,
holiday season.
Like, no one does it anymore. Yeah, definitely holiday season, but no one really Black Friday shops.
It's Black Friday month now, and even then it's in October.
But it's all digital. Like everybody shops digitally anymore. No one really goes to. People still go to the stores.
That's because people are getting trampled to death and shit. Nobody wants to go do that for a fucking Tickle Me Elmo or whatever.
I'm pretty sure they stopped doing Tickle Me Elmo a while ago.
He jumps around and stuff. It's actually pretty creepy. It's like Megan. It's really fucking weird.
Creep me fucking out, Elmo.
Yo, how did nobody do a Furbies? Too. Like, how did nobody make a Furbies horror movie?
Probably licensing. Although in the animated movie,
you could make a knockoff version of Furby. And
what was it? There was a movie on Netflix, and now I can't remember what it's called, but it's an amazing movie. Love the movie. It's about this family who's trying to take their daughter to college, like across
everybody just
country or something. And there's a scene where they're in a mall, and there's this giant Furby that like comes after them. It's pretty hilarious, actually. I make it sound so funny. I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, we're watching Alien Cubed.
So I made that same joke. I was like, oh, it's Alien Cubed. Oh, okay.
Because the stupid 3 is up the top.
Yeah, it's up in the top corner.
Yeah.
So we have Alien, Aliens, and Alien Cube. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I got a real quick question.
It did go back. It did go back to one alien. So it makes
sense.
Because
technically there were 2 aliens.
That is true.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I do want to ask though, right off the bat, and Chuck, you have seen, I believe, more alien movies than Ron and I, so you may be able to answer this.
Yeah.
How do the face huggers? How are they attracted to people or to a body? Like like when the movie starts out and we see a facehugger going and attaching itself, like breaking into a stasis pod, and attaching itself to somebody. But how did it know to get into the stasis pod? Like, how did it know somebody was there?
Oh, yeah. So I'm glad you asked this. They actually explain it in one of the other ones. It's called plot theory.
Ah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I believe the theory is like it's attracted to the heat or something. Like there is
Not in a cryopod.
I know. I didn't say it made sense, Ron. I'm just saying that's what they said. I don't honestly. I'm not sure and don't remember. I believe it's just like you have to kayfabe it a little bit and just, suspend your disbelief.
Okay.
There's a lot in this movie where I had to suspend my disbelief because.
So real quick, Joey, have you ever seen this?
I have not. This is the first time watching.
Chuck?
No, I've actually never seen this one.
All right, awesome. So I have never seen this either. I did, however, have Aliens 3, the video game, for my Sega Genesis.
Mm.
Is that better?
You may have to hold.
There you go.
Yeah, you may have to hold the mic because we get a fuzzy fuzz thing.
Yeah,
on.
we can hear you.
How's that? Is it? Oh, sorry. Here, let me just.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I brought up See No Evil, and you had to. I get it. It's fine.
Both of my hands are up here.
That's
Look,
when it's 7 feet long, Ron, there's not a lot I could do about it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so all three. This is the first time watch for all three of us. Although Chuck, I believe I remember you mentioning maybe it was you, Ron. Somebody mentioned about a xenomorph dog.
I knew about the dog.
Okay,
I knew that the dog, but I only knew that because somebody had made a reference to the fact that there was a dog. Like that explains why they become more animalistic.
Yeah,
but this is the first time they this is their explanation for like why they want to change it and stuff. That they take on the characteristics of the thing that it is impregnated in, which would imply that they only are injecting sperm and then the host is the egg, and that's why it's realistically speaking.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, the facehuggers are essentially just penises. And your
that makes
mouth
sense.
And your mouth is the uterus, Joe. There you go.
All right. Finally used for something good.
Yep. About time.
So I will say, right off the bat, after the whole facehugger getting into the stasis pod thing, the Superman 78. This had Superman 78 level of graphics.
The like cutout scenes of the alien running and shit. Yes, it was terrible.
And this is 1992. Now, mind you, we had what was it? Terminator in 84, and it had the same style of like cut the figure out that you are trying to be menacing and like paste it on the cell. You're right, because like I don't know, this one
and this one did it worse than Terminator did. I feel
again, it's 8 years later,
and it was super choppy too. Like every time they had the alien in there, it was just choppy as hell.
Especially toward the back half, like when he's in the hallway attacking all the guys, and it is blatantly bad.
And it's not even like it's the wrong size because it's like this big compared to the person that's like this big, and then he ends up being like full size when he hits him, and then it was dog shit. But speaking of right off the bat, killing off the kid and Hicks and Bishop all in the opening before like the credits even roll.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Apparently Michael Biehn, who played Hicks, was not happy about that when he found out that his character was being killed off immediately. Apparently it was the first go of the script. he was supposed to get the face hugger on him, and a xenomorph was supposed to, a chest burster was supposed to burst out of his chest. And when he found that out, when he heard about that, he called up the studio and was like, "Yeah, I'm not giving you access to my likeness. I'm not allowing you to use that." So that's why we don't actually see him. We see a picture of him.
Yeah,
we see a picture which he gave permission for, and apparently he made more money with that one picture in this movie than he did in Aliens, which is like, oh, that's not great.
Damn.
That again, that was the original concept, and then they changed it to it being him being impaled by a rebarb from the stasis pod or the evacuation pod that broke through. And then the girl, the little kid, when they told her, they asked her, she was like, life goes on. She didn't get
drowning, though? This is so weird.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. Well, so about that, again, original script was the EEV, whatever they call it, crash lands into the water. That causes, it sinks, which then causes the pipe to burst and pierce Hicks, and essentially her pod would have been broken open, so she would have drowned that way. And I think they just changed it to it being fluid, cryo fluid or something that drowned her.
Something like that, yeah. Newt. Her name was Newt, I think.
There we go. Yes.
Yeah. Not so. I had a lot of gripe with like the story as a whole for this because it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, and I don't know what they were trying to set up here. But shout out to the cutscene over on YouTube. The Luke Owen does. I believe I sent you guys the video of him explaining like why who originally made this movie. So
David Fincher made this movie. This was his first.
I mean, the original series.
Oh, Ridley Scott.
Thank you. I knew I was going to get that wrong. Why he didn't make this movie, and it's not the plot that he wanted, and all that stuff. It was a very.
We got that. We didn't get that until Prometheus
Romula,
because he wanted to have it be more on the Xenomorphs. He wanted the origin of the Xenomorphs, and the studio Fox was like, "No, we don't want that."
Right. I don't know what they wanted though, because if it's Ripley being I guess, yeah, like merchandising. Because if it's Ripley trying to be a strong, independent, like good character, they just
Aliens
fucked all of it up in this.
Yeah.
So allegedly,
which is baffling to me because Sigourney Weaver was a executive producer on this and was like, from what I remember, she had a lot of control over like what happened to her character as it progressed.
What I was able to find out, yes, she did, allegedly. David Fincher, the director, also, except for the fact that the studio daily would be changing script. The cast and crew would they would film a scene, only to come in the very next day, and the studio would be like, "Nope, we don't like the scene." They have to basically scrap it. The studio almost ruined David Fincher. This was his first movie, and because it was so bad, like the studio themselves, they had already set a date for when this movie was to come out because of the success of Aliens. That they had this all set before they had a director, before they had a script, before they had literally anything. And so Fincher got brought on, did what he could. He apparently got fired 3 times, like walked out like once. But he actually, from what I read correctly, he didn't finish directing the movie, but he directed enough of it that he got his
they had
name
to give
put
him
on it.
credit.
Correct. And also apparently afterwards, like sometime in 2000, somebody else was able to make a assembly cut, not a director's cut, because Fincher wanted nothing to do with the movie. So they made an assembly cut, which apparently is longer, and it actually had more scenes in there. Obviously, that's what longer means. But
crazy lens flares. Yeah, no,
something.
Yeah, slow motion stuff. Yeah, I'm sure.
So I bring up David Fincher because of this movie, because how bad it was, according to critics, he almost didn't direct anymore. But somebody, I can't remember who it was, decided to give him another chance.
Why?
And well, the next movie he did was Seven. And then he did Fight Club. And then he did a couple Seven.
And then what was the next one?
Fight Club.
I've seen Fight Club.
His
You've never seen Seven?
I've seen Seven, dude. Seven's amazing.
Oh, you would like Seven. Yeah, I'm surprised you've never seen it. It's good.
He basically
do you know the twist? Do you know the thing at the end already? About Seven?
No.
Of what's in the box?
What's in the box?
Nope. I don't know anything about Seven.
Oh shit! Yeah, dude, you are in a great position because like it hasn't already been ruined for you. Holy shit! I didn't know people like you existed. That's awesome. Congratulations, man. You should go watch Seven. Everybody go watch Seven. That's a great movie, minus the fact that Brad Pitt's in it.
Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Anyway, Fight Club. Fight Club is overrated in my opinion. It's a good movie.
But like, okay, so here's his list.
It is crazy.
It was good for its time. Like when it came out, people adored it. The wrong people adored it, but people adored it.
Yeah, if you read the book, it's literally making commentary on those people. But it's weird that he had so many good movies, and then this dog shit movie. But
it was because of the studio. The studio kept stepping in and be like, "No, we want this way. We want this way." And like he had Panic Room in 2002, Zodiac, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, The Social Network. Like he made a lot. Gone Girl.
Okay.
Yeah, like he's had a good career. Just this being his movie directorial debut, because he did like a bunch of videos and short films, stuff like that. But this being his movie feature film directorial debut almost ruined him and almost did not get him to continue filming.
Interesting.
Being a filmmaker.
It's almost like when studios let directors just make the movie they're supposed to make outside of Zack Snyder, clearly.
Oh, fuck off. God damn you.
Zack Snyder, if you're listening to this is only Chuck and I's opinion, not your best friend Joey's.
That's accurate. Yep. I'm willing to fall in that grenade. I'll never meet him. It's fine. Although I still think that there is a strong conspiracy theory that they purposely do it just to sell you the movie twice, but that's just me.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Because there's nothing better than releasing a half-assed put together movie to then go, hey, here's the director's actual cut. Give us the same amount of money all over again and give us another mediocre movie. You know what I mean? That's fine. Anyway. So this movie. No, Joe, I didn't pay for that. I used somebody else's account. You didn't get my money.
So the doctor is
Tywin Lannister.
And he's also the bad guy in Last Action Hero.
Oh, nice.
Oh, the guy the bald dude, the older bald dude.
They're all bald.
I know, but the older bald, kind of fat dude.
The leader, is that Andrews?
Yeah, I think. Is he from Dune? Is he the fat guy from Dune?
Hold on, let me double check. Brian Glover.
The guy with the big bushy eyebrows that was a little bit older, he's the magician that sells James the magic seed things in James and the Giant Peach.
Fun. The crazy one that survived when his two friends got killed off and then they put him in a straitjacket. That was Doctor Who. The Eighth Doctor. The American Doctor.
The one dude with the tattoo right here that tries to
Do a thing.
non-consensually have sex with Sigourney Weaver there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he the bad guy from Losers?
The Losers?
Yeah. Like, not the main bad guy, but like his little like subordinate dude.
Trying to remember which one that was. Was that? Which one was that guy?
He had like the little like tattoo
That's
here on his,
not telling me anything.
and then he had like the goggles, and
Can you remember his name by chance? No, probably not.
Oh, they had names? Oh, I had no idea. The only one I remembered was 85.
That's because it was his IQ.
Yeah, and that's because he repeatedly kept telling people to not call him that, and it made me realize that like we as a society like to do things that people don't like to do.
I literally thought that was how many people he killed. Like I thought he was just a one of the prisoners, but no, it was his IQ.
Also, the guy
you're right. It is. It was. He is from.
Also, Losers. The guy that has the dog is the doctor at the beginning of Fifth Element that brings her back to life.
Oh yeah,
like the pockmarked.
Is it?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is too. So the plot to this movie as a whole is
that Sigourney Weaver needs to trim her bush.
So the plot to this movie as a whole is that they crash land on a planet that only has men on it.
Prison planet.
A prison planet of only men who have decided to stay and like run because they were going to like clear the facility out, and these people have decided to stay.
Yeah,
these men have decided to stay, and they're all like murderers and essayers of the worst kind and blah and all that stuff. And so they form this like religious cult of dudes who are just like, we're all celibate. We won't try to bang each other, and we're not gonna bang if a woman ever shows up. And then Sigourney Weaver crash lands onto this planet with a fucking alien, and then just chaos ensues. And I can't tell if it's like trying to be like, oh, women are the ultimate problem, or like what the
okay. But very realistically, she was a problem. Because if she would have spoke up about the aliens from the get-go, they could have been on the lookout. But she was like not telling anybody anything about it the whole fucking time.
Well, yeah, but when she does tell Andrews, the leader, he doesn't believe a word she says.
Sure, but if she would have told the doctor would have believed her.
Just because they fucked doesn't mean he actually would have believed her.
I think he would have, though. Because he knew there was something going on more than what she was saying. And if she would have just been like, okay, so this is what happened, he'd have probably been like, oh, well.
Yeah, her immediate response when asked a question is, oh, I'm just going to fuck you and hope that you forget. Tell me that this was written by a fucking man. Like, this is the stupidest shit. Like,
it's been a long time, Chuck.
Listen, I get it. Whatever. But, like...
Actually, it hasn't. It's only been, like, a week. Because she was frozen both times.
That's true.
Yes, it's been 50 years, but it's only been, like, two weeks for her. Chuck's frozen, by the way. There he is. And he's back. Hi, buddy.
Fucking internet. Anyway, yeah, like she wouldn't have remembered. She was in cryo freeze.
Yeah, again, it's only been 2 weeks max, maybe.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. It's just like I was watching this. I was like, man, she did 2 movies where she did some really good character building of like a strong, like main character woman, and then they just fucking shit on it in this.
Yep.
The way I actually have her written down is that I felt like they lost the plot about midway through, like when Clemens, the doctor, and Andrews died. Like as soon as those 2 got killed off, the rest of the movie was just a hot mess.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they J.J. Abrams this whole thing. They had a really good start and then just couldn't figure out how to end it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Much like Last Jedi, if there was any goddamn communication, half of this shit wouldn't have been a problem.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. I will say, so the scene that we have behind us is probably the most iconic scene in any Alien movie. It's when you've got the Xenomorph and the tiny mouth about ready to like attack her. Apparently that scene was one of the scenes that Fox did not want in the movie.
Really?
They thought it was going to be stupid. And David Fincher was like, no, I'm going to make this film. So he got himself a camera, got Sigourney Weaver, and filmed this scene, and it became one of the most iconic scenes of any movie.
Yeah,
like it's one of the most recognizable scenes
memed,
ever.
Yeah, it's one of the most memed photos.
Yeah.
But
in this scene, and mind you, I feel like I remembered something somewhere about Ripley having an alien in her.
Yeah.
Did you guys figure that out? This scene kind of gave it away a little bit, but like
I couldn't remember. I knew that was like a thing. I thought it maybe was in Resurrection that it happened. Because I know Resurrection is a absolute fucking mess of it's the next one, Ron.
Okay. Next one for Aliens, yeah.
Yeah.
Alien franchise.
It is, and it's like a mess of a movie. So I wasn't sure if that's what happened. But again, I had never seen this, so I kind of started to figure it out when she was like, it's not attacking me, and I was like, oh, it's not because she's probably pregnant. But the plot, or not the plot, but the continuity of the growth to burst.
Thank you.
Is not like, why does I guess just plot armor situation, but like they had a chest buster, and the first one happened within like what 48 hours or something like that.
This one was supposed to be a queen, though.
Yeah, I guess.
And so, maybe the queen takes longer because she's got to have all the reproductive organs and stuff.
Longer to gestate. Because I want to say it was a short time between when he got the facehugger on him, and then we see him in the infirmary, and then when he wakes up, it's like a couple hours when it bursts out of him.
Yeah.
Whereas this is long enough to do an autopsy on Newt, wrap him up, burn him in the incinerator, and then
even longer than
to lose all the blood in her eye. So
weeks
has to be.
Yeah, I know because I've been hit in the eye before and had to.
And it's even like longer than that because she was pregnant before the crash. So who knows?
Yeah, it would have been put in like the whole reason it crashed was because the eggs broke the containment or started the fire or something. Yeah,
right. So who knows? Even now, none of the other. So how many humans were on there? There was 3 humans, right?
There was 3. There was her. There was Ripley, Newt, and Hicks, and then Bishop's head. Well,
right, because he's a robot.
Yeah,
which she then, because I forget she can do all of the things, was able to bring him back to life long enough to.
Well, that one week when she was at the company, she learned real quick, I guess.
It was in between her forklift training and.
Yeah.
Which I will give that prop, that Bishop android thing. I mean, for 1992, looked pretty darn good.
It wasn't bad.
I figured it was his real face, and they just did a crazy amount of prosthetics on it.
It might have been.
That's a good possibility too.
Yeah. I still don't get the cum milk fluid though, constantly oozing out of him.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
He was horny.
Don't think we'll ever get that.
I don't know. So okay, so the team...
no, he did. He was the one that tried to. Was he the one that tried to shove a magazine down her throat?
No, that was
the first guy.
Yeah.
The first guy from Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Fifth Element crossovers here.
Yeah.
Fifth Element.
So
such a good movie.
When the Doggomorph is like coming up to Sigourney Weaver, Not gonna lie, they did a really good job of portraying it like a dog.
Yes. Originally, we're gonna
it was
have
kind
a
of
dog.
adorable.
Yeah, they were originally gonna have a dog and then like have it in like a suit. Apparently, it looked a little too wonky, so they went with a puppet.
Also, but they got that guy that played like Gollum and like King Kong and shit. It probably would have looked fucking rad as fuck. But
yeah, but it's also like I want to say a decade before he started doing any of that shit.
No, he did stuff before Lord of the Rings.
I don't know if he did CGI before Lord of the Rings. I mean, I'm
about
sure he
Andy
probably
Serkis?
did. Yeah, but in 90 and 91, like I don't know if he was doing that stuff just yet.
Oh, dumb, stupid. Anyway, yeah, I forgot what my train of thought was. Yeah, it looked good. I mean, like it was fine.
Well, there's even one scene in there where the dogomorph is like humping an inmate when he's killing it.
Yeah, it was. I wonder what the theory was behind making the dogomorph. Was it like
To show that they are changing?
Yeah, that they're evolving, and that it doesn't have to be a human specifically,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well,
but this is ultimately the like going forward, the version of like Xenomorph that we see, which is the like running on all fours.
Which doesn't make any sense because none of the other Xenomorphs would have the DNA from that like transaction there.
Correct. And I don't think they ever like indicate a hive mind theory, do they?
I don't think so.
That
No,
I'm aware of.
And
Not like
I don't remember. I don't
not like-
remember the other two. I don't remember anything in Alien vs Predator.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I've only seen Prometheus once, and I don't remember that being a thing. But they don't really focus on the Xenomorphs in that, so.
Yeah, I know what Romulus, at least from the trailer, has like a shit ton of face huggers. So
Yeah, it's like all about face huggers. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I gotta see that. Once finally.
I mean, now that we're at a point, I mean, Alien Resurrection, we're not going to be getting to it anytime soon. So in theory, could watch Resurrection, Prometheus, and Covenant, and then Romulus when it hits streaming before we get to Resurrection again.
True. I like Comment. It was good.
Okay.
Good. Yeah. It's a decent movie. Better than this one.
So
anyway, yeah. So like, yeah. My whole point is like, so we just assume that these dudes are naturally just going to be the worst motherfuckers on the planet, which I get it. I understand it. Granted, it's a they should be reforming or whatever, but just the immediate like, I don't know, that they're going to like rape her and shit is like really weird because they're so adamant that they like aren't going to, I don't know.
Yeah, well, like the one guy's like, oh yeah, we're reformed. We found God basically because you got the three who are lighting candles, mapping out the facility, and like one of them takes the Lord's name in vain. He's like, hey, cursing, don't curse. Like, oh well, I said I can say shit because it's not in fame of God or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first chance they get when Ripley is by herself, they're all gonna hold her down and rape her.
Oh, there are only three of them.
It doesn't make any sense.
I mean,
no, what doesn't make any sense is when that the dude that's the bad guy from The Losers, when he's the one that's in front of her and she like hits him and he doesn't move at all. Ripley was strong enough to hold herself and the alien brood mother from the vacuum of space. One hit from her should have sent she should have been a chest burster through the other side of his fucking abdomen when she hit him.
But she's pregnant now, so the queen is taking a lot of her strength.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that when space women are pregnant, they become absolutely useless, like Amidala.
Yep.
pretty much.
I forgot about that part. Sorry, guys. That was my bad.
Plot. That's why.
Yeah, it doesn't. This movie does not age well, and is very much a product of its time and what like mainstream media believed. You know,
Yeah.
of like women and men. Because like I would think of those like I get it. She's the only woman, and they're all controlled by their penises or whatever. But like those, I would think those dudes would be just like, no, get her off the fucking planet so we can like.
Well, that's
just
what
go back to
Andrews was trying to
functioning.
do, and the
Right.
fact that they only get a drop every 6 months was like that. I think what he said was that when, and I guess I assume that the company knew. I think he even said it. Somebody said it, that they knew the ship dropped. They had tabs on it, like the information went to them immediately because they contacted him saying to keep Ripley separated.
Yeah.
From everybody else, keep her isolated, quarantined. But yeah, so he tried. He was trying to keep her away, and then like the first moment she gets to wander around, she goes wandering around. Like
Yeah, it
terrible security you guys got going on here.
Yeah, and like she also knew better. Like she knew that she wasn't supposed to be wandering around, but she just like assumes that she's allowed to do whatever she wants because she has all this like history of being a badass. I guess I don't know. It was just super weird that like not really everybody was just like, hey, you know, you weren't supposed to do that. You want to prove to me
she kept doing it.
Yeah, you want to prove to me that you guys are actually bad dudes? Maybe actually like lock her up and like do shit and like make it make sense, not just
break an arm or something. Yeah,
like, I don't know. It just didn't. I don't know, like chop her leg off.
Although speaking of breaking stuff, you know, so when Ripley finds out that she's got the queen in her, she asks Dylan to kill her. Which, all right, fine, cool. Why? Did she just? Well, why didn't she just jump in the incinerator right away?
Yeah.
Or more importantly,
why can't you just kill yourself?
She said she couldn't do it. I don't know why.
I can't bring myself to do it. Yeah, but regardless, she could have just stayed down there instead of Dylan staying down there with the xenomorph.
So Dylan basically forced her because I think she was trying to, but Dylan's like, no, we made a deal. I'm gonna kill you once this thing's dead. You have to go up, and then she goes up. I gotta keep him here. Why? What are you fucking doing?
Yeah. This was at the point where
don't tell me like this molten hot lead is, you know, that is not going to burst through a like burn up a xenomorph, but fire, it's scared of fire, and this molten hot lead does nothing to it. Come on.
Yeah.
Because once it gets through the skin, then it has the acid blood. So then the acid blood starts melting the molten lead. You see, and then it's just a double negative, and it all just
right.
I don't know.
Although when they did put the sprinkler on them and it blew up, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, so it can't be hurt by water, or it gets hurt by
because
water?
It was so like overheated. The molten hot lava was on it.
It's the same thing, like same thing like when you have a super hot piece of like glass or something, and you get it cold and it just shatters.
Yeah, the atoms in it
doesn't it
expanding, and
isn't that what makes metal stronger? Is by putting it in like something really cold when it's molting hot? Shouldn't this made the xenomorph stronger, not killed it?
It's not metal. I don't know. You know when you get a dog wet and it smells bad? That's what happened, except it exploded.
So if a face hugger like fucked a molten lead thing, could they just make like you know when like Mario becomes metal? Could they do like a xenomorph metal?
Wouldn't that be Predator? Like or Terminator? There we go. It's Terminator.
Yeah. Shout out to Terminator versus Aliens. It's a thing. It was a comic, I'm pretty sure. I know that all three of these, all of them have had crossovers at one point.
I believe it. I think over in Dark Horse, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
How would a Terminator lose to an alien?
Acid.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I believe the theory was like the humans had lost the war. Skynet was the only thing left, and the aliens came to the planet, or ended up on the planet or something. It's something weird like that. And then somehow Predator was involved. I don't know. He was just waiting for them to finish, and then he was going to fight the other one.
That tracks.
So yeah, okay. So then they're like, all right, now I remember making a comment of, look, they're sending a rescue team to come get you. This is before the 6 months, like every 6 months they're bringing supplies.
Correct.
Which they're like, oh, you obviously are somebody fucking important if they're gonna, because nobody's just signing up to come here or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they're like,
it's gonna take like a week to get there.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, we need to kill this fucking like alien thing that we have. So let's develop some type of stupid Wile E. Coyote system of ropes and pulleys with doors to try to trap it. Only to then fuck it up. Like every single time they're close to catching it, something stupid happens. Like they slip on a fucking banana peel and it like are unable to capture this thing. Despite the fact that it's kind of just standing there watching them like like it's not outsmarting them. It's just standing there while they fuck up their own trap.
Yeah.
Had to make it exciting, Chuck. I mean, if it just got trapped, where would the fun be in that?
And picking them off one by one too while it's doing it.
Yeah.
I will say this is more of a horror movie than Aliens. This definitely had horror movie vibe. Which
I will agree with that. Yeah.
I gave it 1/10 of a point more. Actually, I will say I haven't actually figured out my score yet for this because I haven't figured out if I actually like this movie or not.
Right now for me, Aliens is number one out of all three of these, followed by Alien. Like this is bottom of the list for me. I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, it's been hard.
But like, is this a movie I'd watch again? This version? I mean, I know we're kind of already talking at the end stuff, but no, this is not one I'd watch again. I may check out the assembly cut. Maybe.
It does make me wonder, yeah.
But I don't know how much better it. Apparently, the assembly cut has got some sort of a following, but that doesn't mean anything because
that means nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say something, but I'm not. Yeah, like I don't. The only other thing
because you know we're going to make fun.
I know exactly where it was going, so I stopped myself. My only other comment I have written down here is the bishop, the human bishop.
When she's like, "Oh, you're just a robot," and he's like, "No, I made Bishop because I am a god or man maker or whatever,
something like that." Yeah.
Yeah.
One definitely did not trust him. Of course, he was going to, and he even said that once she closed the gate on him, like we just want to study the species, we want to whatever.
Yeah.
But when
you want to talk about giving off real rapey vibes, I would sooner trust the prisoners than that dude. And they actually tried to rape her. Like, what the fuck?
When 85 knocks him on the head with that wrench, next time you see him,
his ear off.
His ear is just hanging there. I'm like, what the? Are you sure you're not a robot?
Yeah, that was a shoot. Actually, yeah, that was like when Thomas Jane stabbed Kevin Nash. Actually, really got his ear ripped off, but they had to finish the scene. So.
Yeah, that's not great.
Okay, also, so they've got all this modern technology on the EV or EEV or whatever.
Yeah.
That scanner.
You say hold on, you say modern, but there was somebody with a handheld camcorder. With the group of people that came in, the company that came in. That was pretty funny. Anyway, sorry, continue.
But the scanner where she was looking like, when she got the full body scan and found out that she has the xenomorph in there.
Yeah.
Absolute dog shit. Like, that thing looked, I mean, it looked worse than the shit they had back in the 80s for x-rays and stuff.
I mean, yeah. And it's supposed to be, the top of the line stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But whatever.
It was a prison planet.
No. That was on the ship. That she went back to the
you're right.
The EV for that.
You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, not great. This isn't a great movie.
Not. I mean,
I don't. I don't have any more notes either. I didn't take very many notes while I was watching it because I was kind of distracted most of the time I was watching it.
And again, like I was engaged up until they killed Clemens and Andrews, which I was also kind of very surprised. Granted, because I know who the actor is, and what he's done later on in life, I'm like, oh, he's going to be like the main. He's going to be throughout the whole movie, and then Clemens gets killed off midway through, literally midway through, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like after that point, the movie became a hot mess. It just became nobody really knew what they were doing, and everything was just, this is an idea, let's do this. No, you need to listen to me.
Or I don't know. None of us want to be in charge. You were a lieutenant. Why don't you take control of things?
Yeah. Yeah, I started watching this at the gym. I got about 30 minutes in, and I was really struggling to stay focused on it at the gym, which is not a good sign for me when I'm watching a movie. If I cannot forcibly make myself walk on the treadmill and watch a movie that is like literally strapped to my ears because like I have my headphones on, then I know the rest of the movie is not going to go well. And despite the fact that this movie is just short of 2 hours, it's like an hour and 48 minutes or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
It's fucking long.
Yeah, it felt like way longer than that. It felt like end game levels of long. It felt like Zack Snyder's like Justice League cut.
It felt like the Rebel Moon cut, extended cut.
Yeah. Part 1.
All right, cool.
2.
So on to our
together.
Anyway, jerks.
That's us.
All right, yeah. So
well, did the Snyder cuts of those get released yet?
Of what, Rebel Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, they came out August, September, something like that.
All right.
Yeah, because it's like 7.5 hours long or something.
It is. One is
why?
One is like it's 6.5 hours. One is 3 hours.
Oh, my bad.
3.5.
My bad.
Yeah, it's definitely not one to watch all at one go. I think when I watched them to review them, it took me like four times. Like I'd watch the first one, I would watch like half the first one, then finish it up. Half the second one, finish it up. Like they were long.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it for you, Joey?
For me, yes. I actually enjoyed the movie better because it actually explained a lot more.
But could he have broken it into a 20-episode miniseries? Sure.
Like seriously, at that point, like just make an 8-part miniseries and then just expand on it a little bit more.
He wanted to do movies, and Netflix was like, "Okay, can you do more than just 2?" Yeah, I guess.
He wanted to do movies, but then proceeds to literally make a mini-series. Like, just break it up into 1 hour increment. I don't know, whatever. Okay.
That'd be smart. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you do that for whatever reason.
I would have watched.
I would say.
Go ahead,
Rod. No,
I would have been able to watch it if it would have been broken into hour increments because I could have watched an hour of it, went away, done something else, came back later, watched another hour of it.
No,
but it's hard to do that when it's a whole movie because it doesn't break it up for you. So then you're like, okay, what the fuck was just happening before I paused it and left?
Yeah,
not an exciting beginning and something at the end to get you like where it ends that story of the episode, but then it starts into the next one. Yeah,
I don't disagree with either of you. It's his Justice League does that a little bit. It has parts and it actually breaks it up. It says like part 1, part 2, epilogue. Like it has 7 different parts in that movie, and they're all about half hour to 45 minutes, give or take for those parts. But still a 4-hour movie. Like if that would have been for whatever reason, people binging a 10-episode series at 45 minutes to an hour long, no problem. People sitting down to watch a 7-hour movie, I can't do that. For whatever reason. And it's all mental. It's the whole like, oh, I watched 7 episodes.
But it's not just mental because it's like what Chuck said. When you have it broken down by episode to episode, you have something interesting at the beginning, something to cliffhanger you at the end or to keep you interested at the end. When you're splitting it into a movie, if I stop and it's in the middle of like her talking to the farmer boy before, they get shipped off the planet with the dude that ends up betraying them and whatever, like then I'm just like, oh, they were in the middle of talking. I can't remember what the hell they were talking about.
Again, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Also, also in, I guess, Ron's defense as well. When they write television now or like miniseries stuff, the middle part never means anything. It's always the beginning and the end. So like a lot of people check out in the middle of episodes and don't really pay attention. They don't have a lot there. It's kind of the filler. But a movie, you feel obligated to pay attention the entire time because there could be something. We as like viewers and consumers have been trained to know that the beginning and the end of episodes are kind of the only important part. That's the only thing we really need to focus on. But a movie is an entire story being told all at once.
So while I will agree with that in the 2000s, early 2000s, because shows are doing 6, 7, 8 episodes now, and because their lengths are anywhere between like 30 to 50 minutes, majority of the times anymore, like series, the whole episodes are important. The Penguin Show, which by the time people are listening to this has already ended, start to finish, those episodes are stellar. Those episodes are great. Agatha All Along, another one that is done by this.
That one's been a lot of fun.
Start to finish, each episode, something important is happening the entire time, and if you're paying attention, you'll see stuff that'll happen that will pay off later on in the show. So, while I agree with you, Chuck, we were trained for that during the cable syndication years. Now that we have new cable and the way that everything's going on with these shows, I can't agree with you on that one.
Right.
Also, side note, but Aubrey Plaza keeps getting hotter and hotter.
Yep.
Especially after last episode.
Joey and I almost saw her naked, but then
yes!
But then
the creepy guy's camera cut out.
Motherfuck.
Yeah,
new Child's Play, the 2019
new Child's Play movie. Yeah, 2019. Shout out Simon to our Patreon series.
We've been watching it. Simon and I have, and Simon was like, I had said something about her, and he's like, do I know her from somewhere? And I'm like, I started naming things off, and I'm like, oh, it's Scott Pilgrim's sister. And he's like, oh, that's why she looks familiar. And I'm like,
that's why he knows her, but not like Parks and Rec or anything like that.
He's 19. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, it's one of the most clipped shows on like social media.
That's true. That is very true. I always see the comeback clip all the time.
Oh yeah, come on her back. Yeah. The Kim Kardashian. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So
classic
kill count. I got a total of 21. Yeah, I know, right? Total of 21. Yeah, no one really lost. I mean, we got the one guy who lost all of his limbs when he went into the fan, but other than that,
I don't care. Was he dead before he went into the fan, or was he dead as he went?
Because we start counting losing your limb afterwards as well.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, but at that point, isn't it just a death? Like,
no, it's just death.
If you get that obliterated, like up, I feel like weirdly enough, the torso has to be somewhat intact for it to count as a losing a limb, but I don't know why.
Like Emily and I, we just went and saw Terrifier 3 again because she really wanted to see it. And there's multiple times where people lose their limbs and then Art the Clown kills them. So I would count those as lost limbs before, and then count as a death. Because you actually see him like cut off the arm or cut off the leg or cut off the head. Actually, you don't ever see him cut off the head. Anyway.
Is it good? Is it worth going?
So we have both agreed that while it is a good movie, second one's better, but we're holding out our judgment until the fourth one comes out.
Yeah.
Because this one is left on a cliffhanger. 3's left on a cliffhanger.
I've had a little bit of the story spoil for me, which I enjoy the spoil. If that's like, they actually give some like information of like what he is and why it's happening and stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's nice. I actually just watched All Hallows Eve,
The first one,
which is like the kind of start to all of it, which is weird.
Yeah, because the very
I feel like
first,
I'm watching a student film.
Well, and that's the thing. The very first segment in that anthology was Damon Leone's first project, The Ninth Circle, which was Art's introduction. And then, so that short film got put into the film. And yeah, so this was also, it's a different actor as well. From
it very much looks like a different actor.
Well, from All Hallows Eve to now, the actor retired after All Hallows Eve, before Damon Leone got greenlit for Terrifier. So
yes. Anyway.
But anyway, Ronald, up to our bingo.
Unexplainable science, misogyny, nudity, government interference. I consider Wagan or whatever the fuck it's called a government because they basically are.
The company, yeah.
The company, yeah.
Yeah.
Comic logic, cameo because I put that down when she used Bishop to read the log. I didn't realize he was coming back at the end of the movie.
Fair.
Animal cruelty, a reformed bad guy because all of the guys on there were technically bad guys, and some of them actually reformed.
Yeah.
Hero
reformed being bad again.
Hero kills. I kind of count that because she kills herself.
Well, she
kills the alien baby.
Queen. Yeah.
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 Sexual innuendo, fight for control of something, and meme origin.
Yep.
Has there ever been a movie that didn't have government interference? I was thinking about this.
I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. I also wanted to include. Nope, they are definitely government. They're police
not
government. But anyways, because that one dude's a police or the cop that's trying to get in, but whatever. Anyway. I was going to include villain monologue, but it's not an actual monologue when Bishop starts talking because it's a back and forth, so it's a dialogue, so it doesn't count.
Okay.
I think the alien does one. He's just like for like a minute in her face. I think that counts as a dialogue, as a monologue.
No, because she responds back with so it's still a dialogue.
Oh yeah, good point. Okay, you got me there. Fuck, god damn it.
And actually, the alien is the hero of the movie because he was just trying to protect his mom, his soon-to-be mom. That's
actually,
yeah.
He's Jason Voorhees in this situation. Actually, good point.
Love it.
Oh shit!
Spike that crossover. They actually just hang out or are just good friends the whole time.
Well, wait, isn't there that scene in one of the Jason movies where like the little snake thing comes out of his mouth?
And Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah. So there's your crossover, Chuck.
Oh my god, what a terrible movie! All right,
that's why he was so hard to kill because he was a xenomorph the whole time.
That one was definitely when I did my Patreon over on Walks in the Multiverse. I did Friday 13th this year, and that was my worst one out of all of them.
Yeah,
I believe it.
You promised me that Jason was going to go to hell, and then it takes like an hour and a half to finally get there. Yep. And then it looks like shit anyway. It's the worst. Anyway,
we technically see him in hell in Freddy vs. Jason for all of like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's true. I like that movie. Anyway,
I do.
Jason X is still the best. I unapologetically love that.
Same, but it still is a bad movie.
Yeah, it's terrible, but it's fucking awesome. Best kill scene ever is when he beats somebody in a sleeping bag with another person.
I love it.
It's great. Spawn Game Continuum. Look, this is garbage. This is hot mess. None of it looks good. Not even the practical effects look good.
I'll agree to that.
Some of the close-up shit looked okay. Like, the most memed thing ever from this movie, I think, is actually like that looked good.
Because it was a puppet. It was a good puppet.
It was a good puppet, and it stopped there.
Yep.
Yeah,
abrupt
I don't know.
Stop.
Yeah, like
one, a scene cut almost.
Pretty much. 1 out of 1,046,000,000. Like, no, wait.
Chuck.
Went the wrong way. Sorry. Wait, I took it the wrong way. Okay, 7 billion out of 7 billion and 2.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all real fucking bad. It's all bad and all looks terrible.
I wanted to say one other thing that I completely forgot about.
What would that
The
be?
face hugger at the beginning, hiding in the ship and then like popping around the corner, was so ridiculous. That's it. Just
yeah,
like
you're not wrong.
That was like when they have the like B film horror movies and like they have like the little it's a puppet on somebody's hand that they just like pop around the corner that's like holding a knife. Like that's what it reminded me of. It was just it was all a mess.
Yeah. Alrighty. So Chuck, out of 10.
Cool.
Yeah, you figure out something maybe?
Oh, yeah, 1 sec.
You're distracted by your
10%. There's 1%. It's a 1%. I was doing the math. I was figuring out what the percentage of that was.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a 1%. No, that doesn't make any sense. I think I forgot the 2. Anyway,
okay.
Thank you for the 2. My score. All right. Is this an alien movie? Well, there was an alien in it, so I'm gonna guess so. I mean, man, I don't know. Ripley's fine. She was not that great of a character. I didn't get it. It felt like a man writing feminism. It's like if Dan Cole wanted to write feminism or something. That's unfair. He can't write women. That's not true.
You need to bleep that out.
That was a joke. That was a joke
for legal purposes.
Yeah, I might bleep the name there for when I put it out.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. Anyway, look, I didn't enjoy this. It was a struggle. I had I thought I'd like get something out of it. I didn't hate it though, but I definitely am never gonna go watch it again. 4.2, maybe. There was some redeeming quality. The you know what? It gave us a meme. It deserves a 4.
That's true.
Okay.
So 4.2.
4.2. Gotcha. Ron?
So funny enough, I also found this movie absolute garbage. I will never watch it again. There is very little redeeming quality in it, other than the picture back there. Because even when Sigourney Weaver's naked, we don't see anything.
Yeah.
Didn't even get a boob count out of it, so obviously it wasn't useful. But like, bad plot, piss poor dialogue, terrible CGI and practical mostly. I know that like I think Alien 2 was the best one for me. I think I gave it like a 7 something. And then Alien, I think I gave like a 6 maybe or 6.5 or I don't know. But this one I'm giving a 4.23 because it's like it's not even worth a 5 because it's not rewatchable for me. Like if somebody were to say to me, I have not seen this movie, I'd be like, oh, well, that's cool. You should go watch it by yourself.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to say this, and it's just going to sound like I'm objectifying her, and that's not my intention. But I don't know how else to really word it otherwise. But
Uh-oh. We lost him.
Yeah, we did.
He must have been saying some real bad shit because it just censored his ass.
Understand that the idea is that she's movie.
All right, start over.
Listen, dude, I don't know.
Start over.
Yeah,
Chuck.
So okay, so I'm not objectifying her or anything like that in the sense of I'm not like objectifying her, but I'm just curious of what your opinion. Like, she doesn't look good in this movie, but in the sense of like, I don't know, she's like showing her age or something, but I don't think it was intentional. Like when they first get her out of the cryo, like fine, like I get it, like she was all beat up and her eye was all fucked up and weird. I don't know what was going on with that.
The crash.
Yeah, I guess, but like when I was looking at her, I go, this doesn't even look like Sigourney Weaver. Like she almost looked sick. Like I wondered if there was like if she was actually like sick during this time or something.
Maybe she was pregnant or something. Who knows?
No, because they showed her body enough where like.
Well, she was pregnant with a queen.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like she had always had a conventional and unconventional attractiveness to her, but she didn't look healthy. I guess is what I'm trying to say. She didn't look healthy in this movie. But I don't think that was.
I can see that.
Yeah, but I don't think it was the intention. I don't think that was the intention. I don't think they were trying to make her look unhealthy. I think she just looked unhealthy. I don't know. It was very strange. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know how else to word it.
No, I get you. It's all good.
I still think it's funny that they threw in the whole trim your bush joke, though. When he's like, you'll have to shave your head because of the lice. And then he's like, I'll get you trimmers so you can take care of everything else. Because wasn't there like a joke in the first movie where they were trying to get her to shave her?
That was behind the scenes. Like they wanted her to actually shave. And she said no.
I know that's what,
yeah.
but like in this, I feel like they were playing on that joke or on that as a joke.
I must have missed that because I don't like you said it earlier. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. But then you explaining it, yeah, I didn't.
Listen,
I missed that joke.
You got to believe that it's true because Ron never misses a bush joke. You know what I mean?
Well, sure.
Yeah, it's like a boob count, man. The second he hears it, it's on the list.
Love it. All right, so
Joey, what's your score, bud?
My score. I'm in agreement with both of you. This movie is dog shit. Like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing the assembly cut, but I've got no inkling of ever watching this version ever again. Like even if we do, if I would ever do, not saying I would watch all the Alien movies, this is not one I'd watch. I would watch highlights on YouTube before I watch this movie again. That being said, I give this one a 3.75. It's not good. Again,
I agree.
Up until midway through, like I was following along, even with the shitty dialogue. I was following along until the midway point, and then it just went everywhere. And I'm like, I can't. This is completely stupid. There was one scene, the scene that really got me, the scene that really cemented it, was when he is trying to convince Ripley, when Dylan is trying to convince Ripley that, no, we made a deal. I'm going to kill you after we kill this beast. You got to go up there. I'll be right behind you. And she goes up there. He stays down there. I have to draw her here. I've got to keep it in here. No, you literally just said you're going to kill her. Yeah. 3.75. That gives us a combined score of 4.06, which drops it in at number 96 out of 124 movies. It is
wow.
Yeah,
that is low.
So we've got sitting at 93 is Batman Gotham Knight at 4.26. 94 is Return of Swamp Thing at 4.25. 95 is Doctor Strange from 2007, the animated one, at a 4.23. Just below Alien 3 at number 97 is Superman and the Mole Men at a 4. Star Wars,
and that was made in like 1950 something. So
1951. Star Wars: The Clone Wars from 2008 at a 3.88, and then at number 99 is The Ultimate Avengers 2 at a 3.85. So yeah, it's sitting in pretty good company for itself.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want my score for Batman?
All right. So yeah, give me your.
All right. So you all may remember last episode, Joey said that he would retcon or retroactive. Well, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for here. The Batman Beyond Return of the Joker score, because that's ranked number 2 currently. Yes.
Is ranked number 2.
Yeah, right behind Trick or Treat. So I watched it. It's on Tubi currently because it's not on the Max anymore.
Ooh, I'm interested to see what version's on Tubi.
I don't know because there was weird commercials. There was like commercial breaks. Which, by the way, Tubi, shout out to you. You got it. Fucking tell Pluto how to fucking run their streaming service. Was it a Batman movie? Yeah, it was a Batman movie. It literally had multiple Batmans in it. God damn it. Am I gonna no? Oh, just Joey. Okay, sorry, I thought I was freezing up again.
Sorry, I was actually looking down writing. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, you got Spinny Wheel of Death, so I wasn't sure.
Fun.
Yeah. Anyway, usually when it does that, that's when it freezes on me.
Sure.
So I thought the storyline was interesting. I don't remember Tim Drake being a whiny baby. Am I thinking of a different guy?
No, it's Drake. In the
He's the
show.
one that- yeah, I
movie,
never watched the new animated series or whatever when they introduced that version of Robin.
Yes,
Batman the
right.
Animated Series.
Yeah.
So this is like essentially because it plays off of the original of the New Adventures of Batman or whatever it was called, which was the sequel to it. But I don't remember. Is he the one that becomes Red Robin
in the comics?
Yeah, I always remember him being like a normal dude. I don't remember. Anyway, this felt very Jason Todd to me, or Damian Wayne to me of like Robins. But yeah, I don't know. It was interesting, but I thought the concept was cool. I liked the idea of it. It was a little weird with the fucking plot, but I just wrote it off to it's in the future, which reminds me of why I love Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond is my Batman. Because I was hard into that show. Not as so much with the animated series, the original animated series, but Batman Beyond on like Kids WB was like my shit. I fucking loved that time block. I thought this was fine. I thought it was a nice little homage to that series. It had enough where if you had never seen Batman Beyond before, it explained everything. But to fans, there was a couple of really nice Easter eggs in there. That being said, the plot a little silly, and I struggled through it a little bit here and there. So I'm going to say 7.12.
Okay. Give me a minute. Let me do some math on this one.
It was an animated series, so it was already going to like an animated movie, but it is an easy watch. And I think it was a nice little send off for the series itself, because like the series never really gets an ending the way it should have, in my opinion. The 3 seasons kind of just like fizzled out towards the end, but it also doesn't make a lot of sense because from what I remember in the last episode is he doesn't want to be Batman Beyond anymore and he hangs it up. So
there was something going on there.
Yeah, because they bring in somebody else. Because originally they were going to do. Although I did realize Batman Beyond is just Cyberpunk Spider-Man, and that's probably why I liked it so much. He's just Cyberpunk Spider-Man. That's why Ron likes him. Outside of actual Cyberpunk Spider-Man.
So with that new score,
I have not.
Oh, okay. It's cool.
Sorry. Okay, hold on. Damn it.
Wait, did you see Across the Spider-Verse? The second one? The dude with the robot arm, he's like a robot arm version. He wears a bandana and has a cyber eye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's like Cyberpunk Spider-Man.
Gotcha.
He was in one of them. Spider-Man Unlimited, I think.
I think sequel. It was was that not like season 5 of the animated series?
The animated series gets like a fucking mess in season 5. So
it jumps into like the Clone Wars and it jumps into multiverse stuff. It's problematic. Anyway, so what we got here with your score at 8 points to whatever, it dropped it down to a 8.22.
Okay,
which will drop it from the 2nd spot to the 7th spot.
Wow! Sorry, everybody. I think it deserves a little better than that, but
here's what we have though. Trick or Treat is number 1. Terminator 2: Judgment Day is number 2. Empire Strikes Back is the 3rd one. It's number 3. Superman is 4. A New Hope is 5, and Dick Tracy is just above it at 6 with an 8.27. So
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right. Yeah, I like Dick Tracy more than I like that. Okay, that makes more sense.
and mind you,
Yeah,
now
Chuck does
Batman,
like Dick more than he likes that.
he does.
That's true.
Batman Beyond has 4 people on it versus, a couple of those that only had 3. So
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. It was fine. It was a fine movie.
perfectly fine movie.
Yeah, it was a perfectly fine movie. When we hit 200, I do want to ask when we do another review cap or whatever.
So we're gonna do that at 150.
Oh, 150. Okay.
Make it a little
I
easier.
would be very curious for us to all look at our scores and go, I wonder what I would change retroactively now that the list is getting longer. Of like, yeah, this movie did not deserve that score. Looking at what it's grouped with, that'll be very interesting.
Honestly, I'm not against changing scores from time to time.
No. You got to keep because you set a very dangerous precedent when you start changing scores.
Agreed.
Yeah. Certain ones, I'll say certain. Like, could I say like maybe one time? Maybe you just do it one time. It has to be like one movie you can choose. Chuck, you've got a little bit of leeway because there's like 50 movies, 30 some movies that you haven't seen that we have.
Sure. Because I can tell you Superman would fucking drop hard. I hate that movie. It's boring as fuck to me. So I won't do that to you, Joey. I know how important he is to you.
I grew up with those Superman movies, so like,
yeah. I mean, I did too, but like the OG ones I know are the first one and the Donner cut are great. The Superman 2, the theatrical cut, we had issues with. And then 3 and 4 were just bad. So
what's the one where he throws the cellophane Superman symbol?
That's in 2. That's the theatrical cut of 2.
Yeah. I think is it Robot Chicken makes fun of that, maybe? Or Family Guy. One of the two. It's very funny.
Does. But anyway, that is it for that. Chuck, where can they find you online?
Hey, you know where you can find me? Over at patreon.com/professional casual. That gets you access to the Discord where you can hang out with me and Joe and sometimes Ron if he updates his shit or something. But we're over in the Discord and you get access to that by supporting the Patreon. 301 is the tier to bring Joey tears of joy. If you do that, Ron will, I don't know, jork it for you while you sit in a cage at the 301 tier.
They're going to have to pay more than 301 for that one, buddy.
302, here we come. Wait a minute.
Anyway, yeah.
I'll give you my OnlyFans information, guys. Oh.
Yeah. But more importantly, over on the Patreon, the 301 tier, we officially have launched at time of release the Getting Franchised special once a month show. A little treat for you. What it is we're checking out the latest and greatest of all movie franchises. Where season 1, which is the first 12 episodes, will be all horror themed. So far, we have done Hellraiser, both the original and the Hulu reboot. We've done Child's Play, the original and 2019 reboot.
Hopefully, by the time you guys will listen to this episode, the first one, talk about Hellraisers, plural, should be up there on the 301 tier.
Yep.
And then next month, should have Child's Play coming out.
Correct. Both of which
I'll have a more definitive date hopefully soon.
Yeah. So go and watch Child's Play. And you know what? Little spoilers here for you of what follows that. We do Evil Dead, but we're not going to tell you. You have to go to the 301 tier to find out what movies we're going to watch.
Yep.
Ronald, where can they find your ass?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Good at This Game. You can find my art on Instagram at Good Art This Game. And if there were a OnlyFans, it would probably be the same name. So, you know.
Good Jork This Game.
There you go. Love it. You guys can find me on Instagram and Threads at Comic Book Rundown. You can email us, comicbookrundown@gmail.com. Rate and review us on your podcasting app of choice. If you do, we'll read it on an upcoming episode. We've got merch over on Redbubble and TeePublic. and our song was done by Dr. Father Dr. Cam. Our next movie.
It's just Cam now. Just
it's just Cam now. I can stop saying the Father Dr. Father.
You could say the Father Doctor, formerly known as Cam.
The Cam, formerly known as the Father Doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Yeah, that would
better.
Yeah, there we go.
Our next movie we'll be watching is Buffy the Vampire Slayer from
fuck yeah!
Fucking yes.
I almost went and watched it, but I knew it was coming up on the list. But somebody recommended it as like a good Halloween. At time of recording, Halloween is right around the corner. So a good Halloween movie to watch that will impress your friends of like suggestion. Like, hey, you want a good horror movie? Watch this movie.
So the irony of this and of that is a friend of mine who has recently started listening to the podcast. We were talking about something that brought up Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh, it was one of the things that she had drawn for like Inktober or Drawloween or whatever, you know. And I was like, man, that gives off real Buffy the Vampire vibes. And she's like, oh, I haven't seen that movie in a really long time. And I was like, I've got the DVD. I was like, if you want to come over sometime and watch it. And now I can just be like, hey, guess what? I have to watch it
next week.
Yeah,
you gotta watch
exactly.
It week. Nice, perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I don't think it's actually streaming anywhere. I could be wrong.
Well, Chuck, if you ask real nice, I can let you in on it, and I can just.
Paramount, it is
Paramount Plus.
Paramount, yeah.
Does it Prime? Hold on.
Well, at time of recording, it's these things, but in about 6 days, it's going to change. So
more than likely, because
3 days actually, it'll be 3 days.
Summer 5.
That's true. I guess sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm hyped. I have not seen this movie. I barely watched it the first time, so I'm very excited to actually.
I'm pretty sure I watched it this year already once. I love it though. I think it's a great movie.
I have seen the series. I don't know how many times. I don't think I've ever actually watched this all the way through.
This is the thing that spawned the series, correct? Like that is yes. Okay.
Yes. Basically, because when we start season 1 of the series, she's in her sophomore year, and if I'm correct, this is her freshman year.
Okay.
I thought this was supposed to be her senior year because they're at senior prom, but whatever.
Look, I don't know. I've never seen the movie, so we'll see.
That's fair.
All right, so that is it. Thank you all for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Scooby-Doo. That's the alien saying Scooby-Doo, if you're wondering.